A very good morning to you. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, a chat wrap on Relax Radio. If you are new to our platform, if you're new to this entire radio system, well, all you gotta do is make sure that you keep it tuned 24/7, 365, because we are making sure that you have the best of content, that you are not only inspired, but, informed as well. So if you want to keep yourself updated with every single thing that's going on around the world and in the UK, all you gotta do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Now, if you just want to have some conversation, I get that every single one of us, we just need some good conversation at some time. We just need to listen to somebody, we need to have good conversation, and if you want to do that as well, we are here for that. We are here to give you the best of conversation, and if you want to join in and share your thoughts, share your perspectives, we would absolutely love to hear from you. All you gotta do is go on ahead and comment down below if you're listening to us on any of our lives. Now, if you're listening to us on our lives and you comment down below, I can have a direct conversation with you because I can react to anything that you have to say. If you want your voice to be heard by every single person that's listening in on all our platforms, well, you could most definitely do so by commenting down below. Or very simply, you could also call me up and share your thoughts and your opinions. The number to call me is 07852 473 473. We can definitely have some interesting conversation, and I'll help you get your day started by keeping you informed and also giving you some motivation to live the best possible version of your life. Now, one thing that I do want to start off with is how you could get your act together. Okay, it's something that we've quite often been told, and if you're at a point in life where you feel like there is more down than up, and if you're tired of that one bad thing that is happening up one after the other, you probably need to get your act together. Okay, you probably need to refocus, shift your focus in life, and start acting correctly. Now, while there's plenty of ways, there's plenty of things in this universe that we can't control. The pandemic is one thing, right? It's not something that we can control. It's not something that we can change. But there's even more that things that we can do that we can actually control. Okay, so there is no excuse for not living your best life, and it's not that hard to do. Okay, I know it's so much easier said than done, but which is why I want to share with you some facts and some ideas on how you as a person could essentially live your best life and get your act together. Now, the first thing that I do want to talk about is how you need to invest your time. You need to be very smart. You need to be very wise when investing your time, your love, and your energy. And you need to invest your time and love and your energy in people who actually reciprocate. See, most of the time we are let down in life. We are unhappy with how our life is going is when we give our energy, when we give our time and our love to people that don't value it. So, the first thing that I do want you to do in order to get your act together is to invest your time, your love, and your energy in people who actually is going to reciprocate. See, wasting your time and emotions on people who don't deserve it can be so painful. Trust me, I know. And it's going to sort of drain your self esteem, which is pretty hard to bounce back from. Now, if you're constantly around people who make you feel small or who don't seem to care one way or another with what's going on with you, it's probably time you walk away. Okay, it's not giving up. See, there's a huge difference between giving up and walking away from people that gives you a negative impact on your life. The right people will naturally come into your life, and you need to start focusing on yourself for that to happen. I know it sounds super cliche, but it is absolutely true. If you want to get your act together, if you want to get your life together, the first thing that you need to do is give people and people the love that they deserve, the right people, the energy and time and love that they deserve. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the second thing that you need to do in order to get your act together, in order to live the best life possible. See, get something. I don't know. For me, one thing that has helped me in life is getting a pet. Okay, it doesn't matter what it is, a dog, a cat, a rabbit. when you have something that is not going to judge you for everything that you do, and when you have the ability to give love to something like that, a pet especially, it's going to teach you how to be responsible for a life other than your own, which is why I think having a pet even as a child is super important. So if you're a grown up adult who is finding it hard to navigate life, maybe you could try getting a pet. Now, I know that's not possible for a lot of us because we are working, but if you do want to get your life together, one weird thing that actually works is getting a pet. Get a pet that you love. Do it only if you love animals. If you do, like I told you, it doesn't matter if it's a dog, a cat, a rabbit, a chipmunk, but when you get a pet, it is going to teach you how to be responsible for life other than your own, which is kind of empowering. I know when I got my baby dog, he is such a bundle of joy, and when I interact with my puppy, it's so empowering for me, and it kind of builds confidence that will flow into aspects of your other other aspects of your life. Okay. Now, the other thing that I do want to talk about is I want to remind you to stop embarrassing yourself. Now, what does that mean? If you want to get ahead in your life, you need to understand that you should never chase after people. Even if it's a boy or a girl that you're looking into get into a relationship with, don't ever chase people. Okay, don't go begging for people's attention, because when you do that, that's I feel like the most embarrassing thing to do. Don't ever chase behind people that don't give you the attention, the love that you deserve, because I know that every single one of you tuning in deserves so much energy, and you don't deserve to be somebody's second priority. So if you want to get your act together, if you want to live the best version of your life, you need to stop giving the wrong people attention. You need to stop chasing behind people that don't want you in their life, because trust me when I say, no matter how who you are, there is somebody that is out there for you, and if there isn't, so what? You got your back, you got yourself, and that's all that matters. Okay. um, you need to remember that you are always first priority, and if somebody else, either if you're in a relationship or if a friend doesn't treat you that way, it's about time that you let them go. The other thing that I do want to talk about, if you want to get your life together, if you want to be successful, if you want to live the best version of your life, you need to throw some money in savings. Keep your checking account slim. I don't mean so slim that you constantly have to check it, but enough to a point where you're not consistently blowing money every month. See, when you do save, make sure that out of your paycheck, you put a substantial amount of savings. Then you do always have a backup plan. Say things go horrible tomorrow, which you never know. It could happen no matter how secure you think your financial status is. It could go crazy tomorrow. Okay, so make sure that you have a backup plan. Make sure that you have multiple sources of income and not just one source of income, so that you know that you could always be independent no matter what situation you're put in. Now, do stuff that you're actually passionate about. Tap into interests that make you feel fueled and alive. Now, I know it's alarmingly easy to fall into a routine of getting to work, getting off work, and spending the rest of the day or spending the rest of the night sitting on the couch with a dinner and maybe a nice glass of wine and Netflix. I know that sounds ideal, but it's completely okay to do that a couple nights a week, of course. But don't let your passions get so muddled into your everyday monotony that you forget what drives your inner spirit. Don't forget to do what you love. Don't get so caught up in your daily routines that you completely forget to do what you love. Because that spark that drives you, it's not going to be there for long, and you need to nurture it. You need to take care of it. So make sure that you I get that not all of us, I would absolutely love if every single one of us could do a job, could engage in a career that we're passionate about. But I get that sometimes that's just not reality. I get that most of us can't do that because we need to feed ourselves, we need to pay rent. And in order to do that, we need to do a job that's actually going to get us the money to do, to be able to live. which is fine. But that doesn't mean that you completely ignore what you're passionate about. Use your free time to explore your talents. Use your free time to figure out, to tap into your personal interests. Lastly, if you do want to live the best life, if you want to be happy, if you want to be satisfied, if you want to have the best version of your life, you need to stop pretending to be someone that you're clearly not. We live in a world where we're conditioned into constantly trying to fit in and abide by an exclusive status quo. You know, that it's such a miserable way to live if you think about it, because no one is normal, and that's what makes us interesting. Every single one of us have different interests. Every single one of us have different ideas of how life should be. So trying to fit in means that you're stifling who you really are, which in turn can cause you to lose yourself. Own your own truth, own your own opinions, go with your gut, and be bold enough to let others see that you're confident. Let Show others that you're confident enough to stand apart from the crowd. That's how you are going to inspire so many others to do the same, and you won't wake up in 20 years with a list of regrets, which is one thing that you absolutely do not want. So stop pretending to be somebody else. Experience things. Take advantage of the fact that you have life, that you still have breath in your body, and use that advantage, use that appreciation to experience things in your life. With that being said, those are a few tips that can help you to get your life together, how you can get your act together and live the best version of yourself. Now, with that being said, I want to remind you to download our app. It's available absolutely free of charge. This is the kind of content that we are going to be giving you 24/7, 365. So if you want to keep yourself inspired, if you want to get that little bit of a push to get on with your day, all you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. And if you download our app, it's available on Play Store and App Store for free. If you download our app, you can take us with you wherever that you go. Now, with that being said, let's go in a small break, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, the Chat Trap on Relax Radio. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. It truly is a very good time to be alive. Now, I know that kind of sounds controversial given that we are living through one of the worst health crises in the world, and I know that coronavirus is so bad around the world. But one thing that I do want to remind you is you need to be grateful for every single day that you are alive, okay? Because there are so many people out there who've either lost their loved ones, who have lost their lives as a whole. So I want you to be as appreciative and as grateful as you can for the kind of life that you are living. Now, I know a lot of us have a tendency to look at other people's lives and be like, oh, I wish I kind of had the life that this other person was having, or I wish I had a house like this other person. But I want to remind you that your life that you're living, no matter how horrible it might seem to you, is the fairy tale to somebody else, is what somebody else hopes for and dreams for on a day-to-day basis. Keep aside all of that. The fact that you still have breath in your body is most definitely something that you need to be grateful for. So I want you to be appreciative. I want you to be as grateful as possible for the fact that you are alive today. And I feel like when you appreciate the little things in life, when you start being grateful, life in itself gets so much more pleasant. So this is a reminder to you, a gentle reminder to be thankful, be appreciative, and be grateful for everything that you have in your life. Now, with that being said, we are here for you 24/7, 365. If you just want to have a conversation with us, if you want to let us know how your day is going, or if you want to, just drop in and say hi to me, all you got to do is comment down below. Now, if you're listening to us on any of our lives, that's on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube, all you got to do is make sure that you comment down below. Just let me know how your day is going. Let me know what you're thinking. Are you having a good time? Whatever it is, I would absolutely love to hear from you. So go on right ahead, comment down below, and let me know what you guys are thinking. Now, with that being said, if you're listening to us on any other platform, please feel free to call us as well. 07852473473 is the number to get in touch with us. And if you do have a conversation with me, maybe I can invite you to join us live, which is absolutely amazing. You can share your thoughts, your perspectives, and your opinions with everybody that's listening in, which is absolutely amazing as well. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. I'll be with you for quite some time, about 2 hours more left for this show, where I'll be talking to you about very interesting and exciting content. Now, earlier on, we were talking about something very interesting, to say the least, and I was telling you how you could get your act together, what you need to do rather in order to be successful, in order to live your best life, and in order to be happy with the kind of life that you are living on a day-to-day basis. Now, that was kind of serious conversation, so I want to look into the entertainment industry for a second to keep you updated with what is going on in the entertainment industry. Now, guess what? We have some big news, because ASAP Rocky confirms that he is dating Rihanna. Now, US rapper ASAP Rocky has announced that he is in a relationship with the singer Rihanna. The rapper described her as the love of his life. I know that sounds pretty cliche, but that's amazing that they found each other. And there were rumors over whether their stars were dating, and it began as early as 2013 when the rapper supported Rihanna on her Diamonds World Tour. Now, he says that she's the one for him, and that she's so glad that he got to meet her and love her the way that he has been loving her for some time. Now, the pair both featured in the A$AP Rocky's 2014 video for Fashion Killer, which the rapper provided a guest verse on the remix for Rihanna's 2012 hit, I Love It. Now, since becoming an official item, they have been trying to avoid being photographed together by the paparazzi, according to the article, according to sources. So yeah, that's some news for you. It's amazing that A$AP Rocky confirms that he is in fact dating the global superstar Rihanna. And can we talk about Rihanna for a second? I think she's absolutely gorgeous. She owns her skin, and she is such a boss woman. And I think what we can learn from that is to kind of love what you do and be confident despite the hate that's out there. Because if people hate you, it means that you're doing something right. And that's kind of the motto that Rihanna follows, and that's definitely something that we can learn from as well. Now, the versatile lyricist A$AP Rocky said he can flip between aggressive, passionate delivery and more laid-back melodic flow when it comes to music. His music. His biggest hit in the UK comes via Guest to Us on pop star Selena Gomez's Good For You. I guess everybody's heard of that. And yeah, he became famous in the UK because of his Guest to Us on the song, Selena Gomez's song, Good For You. And the case attracted international attention because in 2019, the star A$AP Rocky was actually found guilty of assault during a Stockholm fight and given a 2-year suspended sentence, which is insane. And yeah, his relationship with Rihanna is believed to have started last year after she split up from her 3-year boyfriend Hassan Jamil, who was a billionaire. Now, in July, she featured A$AP Rocky in a campaign for Fenty skincare range, and the duo several joint interviews to promote the collaboration. I love Rihanna, like I told you, because she owns her skin, and also because she's super inclusive as well. I love her lingerie. I love the fact that her makeup especially is so inclusive. That's something for everyone, and that is why Rihanna is an absolute superstar. And it's so good to hear that she's actually finally found a sense of happiness with A$AP Rocky, with rapper A$AP Rocky. So that's definitely some good stuff that is happening. That is good stuff that is going on. Now, with that being said, I have a lot more interesting things to talk to you about, actually, because today we'll be tackling some very interesting things, to say the least. And I want to talk about equality. Are we going backwards in terms of equality? Are we taking a step back? And how is this affecting our society? That is definitely a question that I want to address and talk to you about. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Make sure that you download our app and that you get in touch with us. And also, if you want to keep yourself updated with regards to entertainment news, with regards to politics, all you gotta do is go show us some love on our social media platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. We go as Relax Radio, and we're all about making sure that you are as positive can be. Now, with that being said, let's head on into a little break, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, Relax Radio. This is the chat trap on Relax Radio. This is the show where we talk to you about all things interesting and trap you with the best of conversation. From entertainment news to inspiration, we give you what you want to hear, and we want to know what you want to hear. Okay, so how you can get through to us, how you can let us know what you love to hear, what you want to talk about, is by connecting with us on our social media platforms. Feel free to drop us a message on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, or Twitter. We go as Relax Radio, or if not, just check out our social media platforms, because we're a fun bunch and we're talking about a lot of different things and keeping you updated as well. So most definitely go check us out on our social media platforms. And also, more importantly, I want to remind you that right now, if you want to have a conversation with me, if you want to, talk to me about how your day is going, or if you want to talk about whatever that we are discussing during the show, all you gotta do is comment down below. Okay, when you comment down below, we can have a direct conversation. I will be replying to all your queries. I will be talking to you, and how amazing is that? We'll be having a conversation if you go ahead and comment down below. Now, with that being said, I also want to remind you to download our app, because it's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android. If you go check out Relax Radio on your App Store, your Play Store, you should come across our app, and you should be able to download it for free. With that being said, today we've been talking about a lot of different things. Earlier on, we were talking about what you can do to get your life together. We spoke of some entertainment news, but right now I want to talk about something that's a little bit more serious, something that we need to talk about, even though it's kind of hard to have this conversation. It is something that absolutely needs to be addressed, and that is. With regards to equality, is equality actually going back? Are we as a generation going backwards when it comes to equality? Now, see, okay, why I wanted to talk to you about this is because with COVID-19, obviously a lot of moms are at home, and when it comes to household responsibilities, research actually shows that women perform far more cognitive and emotional labor compared to men, right? Why is this, and is there anything we can do about it? Is a few questions that I'm trying to answer within the next couple minutes. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio, and make sure that you stay connected with us, and let me know what you think all along the way. Now, from organizing a play date, or booking the kids' medical checkups, or working out how to hide vegetables in their evening meals, or even if it's ensuring that there's enough on the shopping list, worrying about whether your child is on track at school, or if your child needs new shoes, or to replace the washing machine, these on their own, these may seem like very small tasks, but they mount up. And if you ask a heterosexual couple with children which partner is most likely to handle all of these tasks that I've mentioned before, it is probable that the most would offer up the same answer. And that is that the mother needs to deal with tasks like ensuring the kids' homework is done, ensuring that the vegetables are hidden in the evening meals, or if the kids are keeping are on track in school. These are all little things that mothers have had to look into, as opposed to fathers. Now, I completely understand that that's kind of a general statement to make. That's generalizing quite a lot, but if you take the majority of the people, according to multiple sources, according to research, it's actually very true. Now, numerous studies have shown us that women in heterosexual relationships still do the bulk of the housework and childcare. I want you to think about your life. Are you in a family? Did you have a mother and a father figure? If so, did your mother ended up doing most of the housework and the childcare? Or was it otherwise? I would absolutely love to know. Even if it's otherwise, I would love to know. So go on ahead and comment down below. But let's move on to this concept, okay? Many couples, I guess in the beginning of a relationship, aim to split responsibilities 50-50. Yet, for I feel like various structural and socio-economic reasons, a lot of families, heterosexual relationships end up allocating tasks along stereotypical gendered lines, right? I want to think about your life. Like I said before, if you grew up or if you're in a family with a mother and a father figure, were the tasks very gendered? Were the tasks divided, the household activities divided based on structural gendered lines? Now, these are things that I do want to talk about, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio, because this is something that we will most definitely be talking about. Welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, Relax Radio. This is the chat trap on a Relax Radio. Hope you're having yourself an amazing, amazing day so far. And if you're not, well, then don't worry, okay? Because I feel like every single one of us at some point in our life have times when things are not going so great. But don't worry about it because we're here to make sure that you feel uplifted, that you feel positive all throughout the day. All you got to do is make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. And if you want to get in touch with us, it's super simple. All you got to do is go on ahead and call us on 07852473473, or you could comment it down below, okay? If you have something you want to talk about, if you want to share your opinions and your thoughts, all you got to do is comment down below and I can have a direct conversation with you. Now, with that being said, earlier on, we were talking about something very interesting. We were trying to understand if equality actually is taking a step backwards. And I told you how a lot of studies show that women in heterosexual relationships still do a bulk of the housework and childcare as well. You know, many couples aim to split their responsibilities 50-50. Yet, I don't know why, but I think it's because of structural and socioeconomic reasons. A lot of people end up allocating tasks along typically, I would say, stereotypical gendered lines, right? Even in couples who think that they have achieved equal division of labor, the more hidden forms of care generally end up falling to the woman, which I feel like is true in many of the cases. Now, like I said before, I know that it's a lot of generalizing. It's a lot of saying that in most relationships this is a case, which could be, could not be. So it's definitely not definitive. But according to this article that I read, and according to numerous studies out there, this is what they have come up with. Now, in fact, an increasing body of research has indicated that for household responsibilities, women perform far more cognitive and sort of emotional labor, you could say, than an average man. And now, understanding why could help explain why gender equality has not only stalled but is actually going backwards. Now, despite being more discussed than ever, I feel like there is quite a lot of truth in that statement. You know, we are always talking about equality. We are always speaking up. We have so many posts, you could say, that is circulated in the media with regard, it's social media, specifically with regards to achieving gender equality. But despite all of this, because of everything that we are seeing, gender equality could be said to have stalled, but could also be said to be going backwards. Now, a broader understanding of this behind the scenes labor could help couples in itself redistribute the work more equally. Something that for a while is going to be difficult, but could play a very significant role in almost helping mothers lighten their load. Now, according to a lot of experts, hidden work comes from three overlapping categories. If you're just tuning in, we're talking about how mothers end up, being more responsible when it comes to household responsibilities, and that women perform far more cognitive and emotional labor than men. This is a statement that is made, but what I want to do within the next couple minutes is to actually see if this is true, and if it's true, then what exactly, why is it, and is there anything that we can do about it? Now, like I told you, there's cognitive labor. There's basically three overlapping categories when it comes to hidden work. Okay, that's cognitive labor, which is thinking about all the practical elements of household responsibilities, including organizing play dates, shopping and planning activities. And then there's emotional labor, which is maintaining the family's emotions. You know, that's another household chore that mothers actually do. So the first is cognitive labor, which is thinking about all the practical elements of household responsibilities, including organizing play dates, shopping and planning activities. And of course, there is emotional labor as well, which is maintaining the family's emotions, calming things down if the kids are acting up, or worrying about how they are managing at school. All of this fall into the category of emotional labor. Now, the third category is mental load, and it is the intersection of the two, preparing, organizing, and anticipating everything. That's emotional and practical, and that needs to get done in order to have a flow in life. So basically, what I try to show you is that there is a lot of, even though we live in the 21st century, and even though a lot of couples try to divide household activities 50-50 between each other, there's a lot of hidden work that exists. We spoke of cognitive labor that mothers have to engage in. We spoke of emotional labor, and we spoke of a mix of the two. Mental load is the intersection of the two. Now, the hidden work essentially is very hard to measure, right? Because invisible rather, and performed internally, making it difficult to know where it starts and it ends. So if you are a mother, or you've been hanging around with your mother or with your personal experiences, you'll know that mothers are always thinking, they're always planning, they're always anticipating as to what to do next, when to get the groceries, when to go, go to school, when to this and that, and all of that is a lot of planning. It's a lot of putting things into place, or trying to put things into place. Now, in 2019, this article is absolutely amazing. It's by Alison Deminger. It's a doctoral candidate in sociology and social policy at Harvard University. Actually found that while most participants in her study on cognitive household labor realized that women were doing the lion's share. Now, this wasn't yet a normalized form of work, and in the study, 35 couples, she found that men referred to their wives using terms such as project manager, or said that they were keeping track of more than the men in the house. Now, in fact, according to this researcher, Dementia actually identified 4 clear stages of mental work related to household responsibilities. Okay, I want you to apply it to your life and see if in your life is it the case with regards to when it comes to mothers, when it comes to the women in the house. Okay, anticipating needs. These are the kind of household responsibilities that women are expected to, I would say, participate in or fulfill. Anticipating needs, identifying options, deciding among the options, and then monitoring the results. Now, mothers apparently, according to this researcher, according to the research that was conducted, mothers did more in all 4 stages. While parents make decisions together, mothers did most of the anticipation, most of the planning, and the research. Now, in other words, fathers were informed when it came to decisions, but mothers put in the legwork around them. Now, this hidden work has various impacts. We know, for instance, that women are more likely to worry about childcare, even when they are not with their children, and it causes additional stress because it's always present, even when you should be concentrating on other things, right? Which is absolutely scary. So I want to talk about maternal gatekeeping. I want to talk about what this actually means, impacts at home and at work to women as a whole, and how it's affecting equality as a whole as well. These are definitely things that I do want to talk about. These are things that I want to share with you. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. We'll be talking about this more. I'll be giving you some very interesting facts and statistics. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, Relax Radio. This is the chat wrap on Relax Radio, where we talk about all things interesting, where we talk about all things inspiring, and all things entertainment related. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. More importantly, make sure that you connect with me. Okay, we've been having some very interesting conversation. We've been talking about a whole lot of different things, and I definitely want to know what you think. I want to know what your perspective is, what your opinion is, what your personal experiences are. And more importantly, if you want to make your voice be heard by every single person that's listening in on a plethora of different platforms, all you got to do is comment down below, and I will take that comment on air, and we can have a very good conversation in real time, which is absolutely amazing. If not, you could very simply head on over to our social media platforms, that is Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter, and check us out. We go as Relax Radio. Now, we've been talking about something very interesting so far. We've been talking about if or not equality is actually going back. If we are going backwards in terms of equality, even though it is something that we talk about on a day-to-day basis, if you open your social media, there's definitely going to be somebody voicing out their opinion about the necessity of equality. And amidst all of this activation, amidst all of this how do I say, amidst all of this discussion, is there still a stalling when it comes to achieving equality, or are we going backwards as a community? Now, the reason I wanted to bring it up is because now, past couple minutes, if you're just tuning in, you probably didn't hear it, but we've been talking about the role of a woman in a household, okay, especially in heterosexual relationships, in heterosexual families, in heterosexual relationships. A lot of research shows that when it comes to household responsibilities, women perform far more cognitive and emotional labor and emotional cognitive activities compared to the men, right? I've been trying to figure out with you why this is, and is there anything we can do about it? Now, I told you that, again, I get that this is a very generalized statement to say that women perform majority of the tasks. I understand that it's kind of a generalized statement, but we are looking at multiple researches that were done using a lot of people, a lot of families, and this is what they've come up with. Numerous studies actually do show that women in heterosexual relationships still do the bulk of the housework and childcare. Now, many couples aim to split their responsibilities of 50-50, but for various structural, like I told you before, for various structural and socioeconomic reasons, they end up allocating tasks along typically gendered lines. Now, we've been talking about quite a lot, but right now I want to talk about this concept called maternal gatekeeping. Now, one thing, we were talking about a researcher whose name is, in fact, Dementia. Now, Dementia basically, Alison Dementia rather, is a doctoral candidate in sociology and social policy at Harvard University. And she conducted a research, and she found that while most participants in her study on cognitive household labor realized that women were doing the lion's share. Now, basically, one thing that puzzled this researcher, Alison Dementia, was that this uneven allocation of mental labor did not seem to create much conflict among her participants, right? To understand why, she conducted a follow-up study a year later that showed couples explained away some of these gendered behaviors. Both men and women suggested that the unequal division of mental labor was because one partner worked longer hours, or stated that the women were temperamentally interested in being organized. That women in general were better or simply good at planning ahead. Now, while parents often made decisions together, mothers did more of the anticipation, the planning, and research, and so on and so forth. And this essentially showed participants believed personality differences and work constraints were driving these inequalities. So basically, these were well-educated participants who agreed to take part so that they may not be fully representative which is absolutely true enough, but it still gives an interesting insight into a misconception that other studies have debunked. Women aren't naturally better at planning and organizing or multitasking. They are just expected to do it more, so they actually get better at it. Does that kind of make sense to you? Because that actually makes so much sense to me. And a lot of people get away with certain gendered stereotypes, like, oh, women are better at planning the household, women are better at doing this and that, whereas in reality, women are not better at doing it. It's just because of misconceptions that exist in society, women are forced to do it more often, which in turn makes them good at what they do, right? Makes them excel in this field essentially. So basically, basically, it doesn't mean that women are better at They're just expected to do it more often and eventually become better at it. So that's absolutely something that I haven't thought about earlier as well. So that's something very interesting to discuss. Now, the impacts at home and at work. Now, the fact that mothers end up assuming this mental load has consequences, however. Mothers are more stressed and tired and less happy than fathers, which again is a general statement, but according to this research that was conducted, that essentially has been proven to be true. Now, see, research shows that in part because they tend to do the fun recreational activities more often. Right, so if women are overstretched at home, moreover, that means that many feel they cannot physically or mentally put in the extra hours demanded by many workplaces. So the gender pay gap continues to widen. Women make up the majority of the part-time workers, for instance, and in turn are less likely to get pay rises or promotions after having children. And that makes it even harder to pursue top jobs. And many leave the workforce altogether, which is actually really scary and which kind of is the grassroots level problem, I would say, to dealing with, or rather, that instigates the gender pay gap and inequalities in general. So that's basically one thing that we definitely need to talk about. It is absence of policy is definitely one thing that needs to be addressed. Perhaps the best way for a woman to reduce the mental load is to do less. Initially, there may be pain to achieve any form of long-term gain, but if the mother stops thinking about what needs to be done and the father does not anticipate these needs, it may initially cause stress or judgment, but that essentially could allow learning for the next time. So these are definitely very interesting things to talk about, but I want you to remember to have these conversations with your families, with people around you, because these are things that are kind of taboo in a general sense to talk about, but these are definitely conversations that need to be had. So make sure that you have these conversations, figure out what stance you are in your family, but regardless of gender, understand that there's a huge, like we spoke of yesterday, we spoke of how there's a huge difference between working hard and working tireless, hard working and overworking. There's a huge difference between hard working and overworking. There's a huge difference between working hard and burnout. So make sure that whatever gender you are, make sure that you always take time for yourself. Make sure that you have on your plate only as so much that you can handle, and that is very different. The amount of work, the amount of extracurricular activities, whatever that you can handle could be very different to the next person. So don't compare yourself, figure out what's best for you and then act on it. This is basically what I wanted to share. We have a lot more interesting things coming up actually, so make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio. welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, the Chat Wrap on a Relax Radio. Hope you are having yourself an amazing day so far. And if you want to be a part of the show, if you want to let us know what's going on, if you want to, join in and share your thoughts and your opinions, we would absolutely love to hear from you. All you got to do is call us up on 078-52473-473, or you could head on over to our social media platforms, that is Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram, and we go as Relax Radio, and you can check us out for some very amazing content. Now, with that being said, it is the final few minutes of the show, actually, and we've been talking about a lot of different things, but I want to make sure that before we head on over to some very exciting news, I want to make sure that you download our app. Okay, it's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android, so make sure that you download our app so that you can take us with you wherever that you go. It's available absolutely free of charge on iOS and Android, so make sure that you download our app by visiting App Store or Play Store right now. Now, with that being said, if you are a fan of TV series, if you're a fan of a specific TV series, that is the Friends, you are going to be super, super excited, because guess what? The cast of Friends basically reunite for one-off a special on HBO Max. Now, the cast of Friends is to reunite for a one-off special more than 15 years since the show has ended. The unscripted episode will air on the HBO Max streaming service, launching in May, and a date is yet to be announced, but that is very exciting news. Now, additionally, okay, so let's get to it. Okay, Friends stars basically discuss what their characters would be doing now, and that kind of spikes the interest. If you are somebody that does love the show, it definitely spikes your interest to know what exactly is going on. Now, the stars of beloved US sitcom Friends have given their thoughts on what their characters would be doing now, ahead of their keenly anticipated TV reunion. Now, Matt LeBlanc thinks Joey would now have his own chain of sandwich shops. Now, that's what Matt LeBlanc thinks Joey would be doing now. Joey is actually my favorite character from the Friends series. I love him because he's so just full of life all the time. He's just so happy. He takes life a moment at a time, and that's something that all of us can learn for. So yeah, Joey is definitely my favorite when it comes to the cast of Friends. Who is your favorite? Which character did you like the best? Which actor did you think you liked the best? I would absolutely love to know. So go ahead and comment down below so that we can have a discussion with regards to it. Now, so like I told you, Matt LeBlanc basically thinks that Joey would now own a chain of sandwich shops. Jennifer Aniston believes that Rachel would have her own clothing line, which I agree with. Rachel, no matter how crazy and wild she was always very driven, very passionate about what she does, and she will most definitely have a clothing line. Matthew Perry, meanwhile, told me People magazine that Chandler would now be a wonderful father and a comedy writer. Can we talk about Chandler's comedy for a second? Chandler has his comedy is so lame that it actually is at a point where it is hilarious. I find Chandler's jokes so funny because it kind of crosses that line of lameness to go into the grounds of being hilarious. So yeah, Matthew Perry, who plays Chandler, says that if the TV show continued, Chandler would now be a wonderful father and a comedy writer. Now, the sitcom's 6 lead actors recorded a TV special on the show's original sound stage in April, and the trailer was just released actually, and Friends ran from 1994 to 2004, which is quite a long time, which is almost 10 years, and it made its actors international stars. Until now, though, they have spurned the chance to reunite en masse. Lisa Kudrow, I think, who played the eccentric Phoebe Buffet, said that the occasion had been very emotional, while Matt LeBlanc said it had kind of been melancholy. Now, when asked to imagine her character's fate in present day, Kudrow rather said that Phoebe would be living in Connecticut with her partner rather, and their children. Now, she said that her character Phoebe would be in charge of an arts program for her school and should be an advocate for her kids because they're different, like she was. Now, Courtney Cox said Monica would also be involved in her local school and would probably be the head of its Parents Teacher Association, her PTA, which I can imagine very well happening. Um, David Schwimmer, meanwhile, suggested that paleontologist Ross would have invested in Joey's sandwich shop and lost a lot of his savings for his kids. Now, Reunion Special will see the actors reminisce about the show, and they will take part in an episode table read and revisit the famous trivia game from the Friends fourth season. Reese Witherspoon to Lady Gaga, Justin Bieber, David Beckham are among the celebrities that are expected to appear on the show. And a UK broadcaster has yet to be announced, but Sky is thought to be the forerunner to secure the rights according to deadline. So that's going to be super interesting to see the cast of Friends back together, to see the cast of Friends back in action, discussing behind the scenes, discussing what actually went on during the 10 years that they were filming. I mean, I feel like the TV series in itself definitely formed our generation, to say the least, because it ran from 1994 to 2004, and so many of us were so invested in the storyline, was so invested in what was going on. And yeah, it was just amazing. It is unlike any other, the TV series, in my opinion. But yeah, there are a few TV series that are good, that have been equally good for me. How I Met Your Mother is absolutely amazing as well. Modern Family is another one, of course. The Office, how can we possibly forget The Office? The Office is yet another amazing sitcom TV series that you can just enjoy. If you're having a bad day, just turn on The Office, turn on Modern Family, or turn on Friends, and you can have something to laugh about, something to cringe over. And it's just this different mode of relaxation that I absolutely love. And that's what I always say: movies, films, TV series, they just have an ability to transform you to a better place. And that's why I am such a big fan of movies and TV series and so on and so forth. I would love to know what your favorite TV series is. I would love to know what you love to watch. And if you're excited have you already gotten to watch the Friends reunion? If so, did you like it? Who is your favorite character? These are all things that I would absolutely love to hear from you. So go on ahead and call me on 07852473473, or you could very simply connect with me by commenting down below. Make sure that you leave a comment. You let me know what's going on, because like I said, it is such a pleasure to have you on board. Now, with that being said, let's take a little break for a second, but make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relaks Radio. you.
and we actually ran into
Welcome back to the show. I am Jamie, and this is, of course, a chat wrap on Relax Radio. Hope you are having yourself an amazing, amazing day so far. And make sure that you download our app, okay, so that you can take us with you wherever it is that you go. We talk about a lot of interesting things. It is the final few minutes of the show, but we have so much to share with you. We've been talking about a lot of news with regards to the entertainment industry, but we'll also be talking to you about politics, about business, about technology, about finance, anything that you need to know. We will keep you updated right here on Relax Radio. So make sure that you keep in touch with us. Make sure that you follow us and that you show us some love on our social media platforms. We go as Relax Radio on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So make sure that you do go check us out. I am Jamie, and you've been with me for a couple of hours actually, and we've been talking about a lot of different things. But right now, before I end the show, I want to touch on something that I started the show with, okay? And that is what you can do as an individual to get on with your life, to live the best version of your life, and to just get your act together. What you need to do to get your act together. We spoke of earlier on. We spoke of how you need to invest your time, love, and energy in people who actually reciprocate, right? We spoke about how you need to be in good relationships. It doesn't mean just romantic relationships, but you need to figure out the people that deserve to be with you, the people that deserve your time, and you need to hang around those people. I told you how you need to attract things and not chase things. I told you how you need to save money. I told you how you need to do something you're actually passionate about. Now, I also want to remind you that if you want to get your act together, if you want to live life to the best of your ability, another thing rather, that you need to do is to experience things. Take advantage of the fact that you're young or young or old, it actually doesn't matter. Just take advantage of the fact that you are alive, okay? Get out there. That way, when you're all later on, you won't have anything to regret. So make sure that you meet as many people as possible, make sure that you see as many things as possible, and make sure that you enjoy your day-to-day life. The other thing that I want to remind you, if you truly want to live life to the fullest of its potential, if you want to live the best version of your life, I keep saying first thing, but another thing that you definitely need to do is to be nice to your body. You need to start accepting yourself for just being yourself. And I think that firstly comes from you trying to be nice to your body. Okay? As much as you hate to think about it, no one stays young forever. Every single person on this planet is going to age. The bad habits you have now could potentially affect your health for the rest of your life. So, kick the smoking habit, do some cardio, stop looking for what's wrong in the mirror, and concentrate on on what's correct rather. Stop focusing. I mean, a lot of us have got to a point where we have become the biggest critics of ourselves. We look in the mirror and we tend to criticize so much. We tend to criticize ourselves so much that it's actually got super toxic and super unhealthy. So one thing that you do need to do is to quit looking for what's wrong in the mirror and concentrate on what's right. And please, for the sake of the future, if you're going to if you are going to have fun or whatever, make sure that you do it consciously, that you make the wisest decisions possible for the sake of your future and of the whole world in general. So be present. It's easy to ache for the past. It's easy to long for the future. And in the midst of aching for the past and longing for the future, we kind of tend to forget to live in the moment. Okay, neither of things will fulfill you. Longing for the future or aching for the past isn't going to fulfill you or get you where you want to go. Many people will spend their whole lives chasing happiness to never truly find it. So that again comes to our previous point where I want to remind you to never chase anything in your life. I want you to put in place, I just want you to start attracting things. And that means daily affirmations. Every time when you walk in the morning, affirm to yourself, tell yourself that you are good enough, tell yourself that you're smart enough. Because at the end of the day, the only validation that you need is the validation that comes from yourself. So, find this happiness. Don't chase it, because if you chase it, you're just going to overthink and overstress, and you're not going to find this happiness that you're looking for. But make sure that you find joy in small things. Okay, live in your present, find peace in your present, and instead of aching for the past or longing for the future, just grab this moment that you have and live your best life. Use vacation time. Vacation is so much more important than what we think. We are not our parents' generation. We no longer feel as if it's our life duty to sit behind a desk solely for the sake of making a living. So life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you are most definitely going to miss it. Life is just going to go past you. So you need to stop for a second, look around you, and enjoy everything that you have around you. And that's where a vacation comes in place. That's where a vacation comes in handy. So make sure that you slow down for a second, actually take a deep breath, and enjoy this life that has been given to you. Your reputation precedes you, so follow through on stuff. If you commit to something, be there, and be there on time. Be that solid, reliable friend or daughter or co-worker or girlfriend, or boyfriend. It doesn't matter. Just be reliable. Follow through on everything that you commit to. In a world full of people that are not committed to whatever they stick to, you'll stand out and be extremely appreciated. But with that being said, if you're not ready for commitment, that's perfectly fine as well. But make sure that you know when you are ready, and you don't get into anything where you can't be committed. So make sure that you follow through on your commitments, and don't forget to keep dreaming. This, I feel like, is the most important thing when it comes to living life to the best of your ability. Okay, you need to dream loud, you need to dream big, you need to dream often. I know it sounds really cheesy and really cliche, but you shouldn't be afraid of imagining a life of yourself where your dreams, no matter how big or small, come true. The the news for you is that no one is going to make those dreams manifest into a reality except you, right? If you have a dream, if it's no matter how big it is, the only person that's capable of making it a reality is you. So you need to get working on it. You need to start working on things that are good for you. It's so exhilarating yet terrifying, but the truth is, aren't you striving to live your life in truth? So go ahead, figure out what your dreams are. Don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to be ambitious. Put yourself first, because how can you love somebody else if you can't really love yourself? That's what I always think. So make sure that you do whatever it takes to love yourself, be kind to yourself, so that you can be nice to the people around you as well. Now, that's some inspiration from me, Jamie, on the chat trap. We've had such amazing conversation for the past 3 hours. We've been talking about a lot of different things, and I'll be here with you tomorrow, same time, same place. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. Make sure that you stay connected with us. Make sure that you download our app so that you can take us with you wherever that you go. We are always here for you. So if you want to have a conversation with us, all you got to do is comment down below, because we have Tim coming up next, and he is going to be talking to you about some very interesting business and tech related stuff. So make sure that you keep it tuned right here on Relax Radio. And if you want to keep yourself updated, make sure that you download our app and follow us on all our social media platforms. With that being said, it's about that time that I head on out of here. Hope you have the most amazing day ahead of yourself. Make sure that you count your blessings, that you be appreciative of your everyday life. Most importantly, make sure that you keep in touch with us so that we can be there for you 24/7, 365. With that being said, it's your girl Jamie signing out. Much love and peace. I will see you tomorrow.